We are going to talk about poisonous plants of Zimbabwe. These are the plants which produce little chemicals which are toxic to humans and livestock. The objectives of this lecture is to enable you to identify the poisonous plants in Zimbabwe. We also want you to be able to understand their toxicity effects to domestic animals and humans. Plant metabolites which are toxic may come from roots, stem, leaf, or the flower. So the plant produces firstly the secondary metabolites. Some of them could be used for medicinal use. They can cure diseases. Others are little chemicals can affect plant growth and germination. What we are interested in is the poisonous chemicals which are produced by these plants as secondary metabolites. They can affect animals. They can cause toxic effects, cause sickness and death. There are various cases of plant poisoning to animals and humans in Zimbabwe and elsewhere in the world. Most animal poisoning occurs as a result of animals grazing poisonous plants. For example, we can have cattle which graze poisonous plants. I will talk about these plants later on. Children can play with poisonous plants, eating wild fruits. You can also have teenagers who intentionally misuse the plants for hallucinogenic and euphoric effects. Traditional herbalists trying to cure some illnesses may end up poisoning their patients. There are stories of deliberate poisoning by lacing food or drink. These are sometimes reported in communal areas. Harvested crops can be contaminated with the poisonous plant seeds. For example, datura seeds in wheat. This is Datura stramonia, stink blah, thorn apple, Jimson weed. It's one of the most poisonous plant. So you can see the fruit of Datura stramonia. And this is Datura stramonia. Now, on the identification, this plant belongs to the family Solanaceae. It's an annual shallow-rooted with green or purple stems. The fruits are ovoid, capsules covered with spines, as you have seen in the last photograph. Seeds are dark brown. and 23,000 can be produced by a single plant. They look like compressed kidney-shaped, finely pitted testers. Seeds remain viable for 20 years or more. They are found in arable crops or newly disturbed soils on roadsides. The flowers are large white, trumpet-shaped. Toxic substances. All the plant parts are toxic, particularly the seeds and leaves. The plant produces Berodonia alkaloids, that is atropine, hyoscyamin, and scopolamine. These are competitive antagonists of muscarinic cholinergic receptors and central nervous system depressants. So Datura ceremonia produces substances that affect the nervous system. Contamination, the presence of Datura plants in hay and silage could lead to livestock poisoning. In maize and wheat, contamination of grain with Datura seed can occur. Datura seed need to be removed from crop seed before use. Please note that just 0.1 milligrams atropine per Datura seed 0.1 milligrams atropine is present in one Datura seed. The lethal dosage of atropine in humans is greater than 10 milligrams. So you may need several seeds to get poisoned. Symptoms of poisoning. Datura toxicity occurs within 60 minutes after ingestion. Clinical effects persist for 24 to 48 hours. The affected person cannot differentiate reality and fantasy, so the person becomes confused, and there's hallucination, violent behavior, photophobia that can last for several days. The person cannot distinguish between day and night. Blurred vision and urinary retention, the person cannot urinate. There's headache, convulsion, coma, and death. These are the symptoms. Treatment, usually they use benzodiazepines. They also use physiostigmine under extreme cases. Well, there are also uses for Datura pneumonia. It is used by herbalists to treat asthma. The patient inhales the smoke of dried leaves that are being burnt. But remember, this can also be toxic. In modern medicine, they also use it to treat asthma. This is Landana, Camara, Tickberry, Sergi bush. Now, in this country, it was taken because of its flowers. Usually, it's grown around homesteads or houses. This is Landana Camara showing red flowers. It can also produce some white flowers and yellow flowers. Quite a beautiful plant. Or it can produce a mixture of yellow and orange flowers, white, also whitish flowers. Now, Landana Camara can produce green berries, which are edible when they are mature, but they can sometimes be toxic. These are the berries. Now, Landana Camara branches, you've got spines on them. And you can see the branches are at right angles to the main branch. So you have got a branch which is attached to the main branch. This is a right angle. It has some spines or hooked spines, and you can see the branches are almost at right angles to each other. The leaves are directly opposite each other. You see these white flowers. The leaves are serrated. Landana Camara is poisonous to livestock. This is the Landana Camara bush. See livestock, Landana Camara bush here. Landana Camara growing near cattle pens in communal areas. Identification of this plant, it belongs to the plant family Verbanaceae. It's an evergreen shrub reaching a height of 2 to 4 meters. The stems have a square cross section with hooked spines, prickles. There are various color forms of flowers, but the most common ones have pinkish flowers with yellow centers. The leaves are arranged in opposite pairs. They are oval, rough, with short hairs, with finely toothed edges. When crushed, they have a strong smell. Fruits are small black berries clustered in round heads. The distribution of Landana Camara, it is found in the tropics. It is found in pastures and lands abandoned after cultivation. It has been used as a hedge in Zimbabwe. It's found in urban areas as well as rural areas. It has been declared a noxious weed and should be destroyed wherever it is seen. Because of its allelopathic properties, it is capable of colonizing new areas very fast. In fact, in Zimbabwe, it's almost found everywhere. Toxicity. Landana Camara is poisonous to livestock and humans. The fruit and leaves contain landadine A, landadine B, and landadine C. These are the toxins. The toxins are released in the gastrointestinal tract, causing photodermatitis in livestock. Children get poisoned after consuming green berries. In livestock, the toxic effects include photosensitization and gastrointestinal disturbance, which may lead to death of the animal. This weed is Solanum nigram, black nightshade, msungusungu. Some people eat the fruit. Solanum nigram, it's actually poisonous. This is Solanum nigram. Solanum nigram showing the berries, which may not be clear. Let's see the berries. Yeah, this one may have the berries. Identification, it belongs to the Solanus family. It's an annual branched herb which is 30 to 90 centimeters tall. The stems are angular and flowers are white. Fruits are spherical black berries. It is a common weed of disturbed areas and the arable lands of Zimbabwe. Toxicity, it produces solanine, a glycoalkaloid found throughout the plant with the highest concentration in the unripened fruit. Poisoned cows and goats have been reported. Also, poisoned children who eat unripe fruit have been reported. The symptoms, it can cause headache, subnormal temperature, paralysis, dilated pupils, vomiting, diarrhea, secretory and respiratory depression, shock, loss of sensitization, and death. However, it has also some uses. Mature fruit can be used to make jam. I hope that jam is not poisonous. The leaves are cooked as reddish. It can be used to treat pain and fever. It can be used as a diuretic. I think it can treat blood pressure. It is a reservoir for antioxidants. So it has its medicinal uses. This is Solanum incanum. Solanum incanum nundurwa. Solanum incanum, it has got those green berries. It is actually the green berries become yellow when ripe. It has those bluish flowers. These are the berries which become yellow fruit and the blue flowers are the characteristic of this Nundurwa or Solanum incanum. So this is the plant, probably the fruit turning yellow. Identification, also it belongs to the Solanus family. It's a shrub which has prickly stems and petioles. Leaves are covered by yellow or brown hairs and are usually velvety. Corolla is purple or violet. Fruits are green when unripe and bright yellow when ripe. Found in pastures, especially around end yields. It looks like the cultivated eggplant. The eggplant has got a big purplish fruit. Toxicity and symptoms. It contains solanin glycoalkaloid. Symptoms are similar to those of Solanum nigrum. It also has medicinal uses used to treat the following: chest trouble, snake bite, earache, and syphilis. This one is Cucumis proferatum, a wild cucumber, Cucumis proferatum. It looks like a cucumber. This yellowish flower. So this is the fruit. Again, these are the fruits. The fruits. Identification, it belongs to the Cucurbitaceae family. It looks like the cultivated cucumber. Yes, yellow flowers. Cucumis fisfolius is fruit with broad, blunt bristles, spines, and pale yellow stripes. Then there's another Cucumis profetarum, is fruit with soft, slender spines. These are found growing as weeds of arable land and pastures. Toxicity, they have curcumin and lepitodemin. Those are the chemicals which are toxic to humans. If somebody eats this wild fruit, the person can suffer blood diarrhea as a result of gastrointestinal lesions. There could be vomiting. It can affect lungs and kidneys. So it's quite a dangerous plant. Then castor bean. Ricinus cucumis, castor oil plants or castor bean. Probably you have seen this plant. Here to use it. Ricinus cucumis, castor bean. So this is the castor bean. So Ricinus cucumis. These are the seeds of castor bean. Some people use them as beads. Identification, it belongs to the Euphorbiaceae plant family. It's a shrub-like herb, branched, 1.5 to 3 meters tall. It is cultivated as a source of oil in Zimbabwe, but it occurs naturally in the northeast and western parts of Zimbabwe. Toxicity, all parts of the plant are poisonous. Leaves are less toxic than seed. Ricin is the allochemical which is toxic. Crop seed can be mixed. Crop seed can be mixed with castor bean seed during harvesting and storage, and this can affect people. In Malawi, there are cases where people actually kill babies using this castor bean, which is a bad practice. Symptoms, they could be muscular incoordination, then tetanic spasms of muscles, profuse watery diarrhea, convulsions, and death in human beings. 3 seeds can be fatal to a child, while 8 would have the same result with an adult. If seeds are swallowed without chewing, poisoning is unlikely because of the hard seed coat. This one is the Tribulus Terrestries, devil's stone. Idla hama kudlani. It is those yellowish flowers. It also has some sort of spines. Tribulus terrestris, it's a weed which is found in Zimbabwe, especially in the Mashungu area. So this is Tribulus terrestris. It has got these characteristic fruits with the thorns. So this is Tribulus terrestris. Identification, it belongs to the family known as the Zygophyllaceae. It's a prostrate plant with branches and yellow flowers. The fruits are spiny and woody and split into 3 to 5 parts, each with large spines. It is mainly found in the low veld. Tribulus terrestris appeared on the list of the aggressive weeds in a weed survey done by Chivinge in 1983. Chivinge in 1988 reported the presence of Tribulus terrestris in Masvingo province. This weed was increasing. Gerofand, Mavi, Drummond, and Ndemera in 1985. Who wrote the traditional medical practitioner in Zimbabwe, which is about 407 pages, did not report this plant in their survey of medicinal plants. Toxicity, it has got three sapogens or allylochemicals: diosgenin, rascogenin, and gitogen, as well as nitrates. These are the allylochemicals which can be toxic. So wilting of these plants has been shown to enhance toxicity. The symptoms: it can cause liver damage, hepatotoxicity, interferes with excretion of photodynamic agent, phytoerythrin in the bile. It can cause fever-like symptoms and death. However, it has got its uses. In some countries, it's actually sold as Tribulus Terrestries. You can have this advert where it is used by people who want to build the muscles, because it contains testosterone. It can cause testosterone production. Uses: it contains steroidal saponins, which act as a testosterone enhancer. It's also used as an aphrodisiac. Protodiosine. It's used as an antihypertensive. It uses an antihypertensive. I think it reduces the blood pressure. It's also used as a diuretic, urinary anti-infectives, a treatment for impotence. If there are people who suffer, erectile dysfunction, this could be the treatment. It's a testosterone booster for the purpose of muscle building and increasing sex drive. No wonder why this is sold in some countries. So this is it about some weeds which are poisonous, either to livestock or to humans. Some of them can be used as medicinal plants.